If you've ever looked at someone else's life and wondered why yours doesn't feel the same, then stay with this story. Because sometimes understanding is enough to change everything. On the edge of wide open countryside, near a small American farming town, lived a bird named Ash. Ash was an ordinary blackbird. His feathers weren't bright. His voice wasn't melodic. No one stopped to admire him. Each day, Ash flew over fields, barns, and roads, watching humans go about their lives. And each day, he felt smaller. Children waved him away. Farmers clapped their hands to scare him off. He was never welcomed, only tolerated. Slowly, Ash began to believe that his existence was a mistake. One afternoon, exhausted from carrying this thought, Ash landed on the branch of a tall maple tree. The weight in his chest grew heavy, and tears slipped from his eyes. Below the tree sat an elderly man named Thomas. Thomas was known as a quiet wanderer, someone who listened more than he spoke. He rested beneath the maple, unaware that a broken heart hovered above him. A tear fell onto his shoulder. Thomas looked up. He saw a small blackbird trembling. Softly he asked, "Why are you crying?" Ash hesitated, then let everything spill out. "Because no one wants me. Wherever I go, I'm chased away. I don't bring beauty or joy to anyone. Living like this feels pointless." Thomas listened without interrupting. After a moment, he said, "Peace doesn't come from becoming something else." But Ash was too deep in his pain to understand. "I don't want to be me," Ash replied. "I want a better life." Thomas nodded slowly. "If you could choose a different life," he asked, "what would you choose?" Ash answered without hesitation. "I want to be a white bird, graceful, admired, loved by all." Thomas smiled gently. "Before you wish for another life," he said, "go and ask those living it if they are truly happy." Ash took flight. He followed a river until it opened into a quiet lake. There, gliding across the water, was a white bird named Linden. Linden moved effortlessly. People nearby pointed and smiled. Some even stopped to take pictures. Ash landed nearby and said, "You must be happy. Everyone admires you." Linden looked at Ash, then down at his reflection. "Admired maybe," Linden said, "but happy, no." Ash was surprised. "Why not?" he asked. Linden sighed. "I am plain. All I am is white. I watch a world filled with color and I have none. People look at me briefly, then move on. I feel invisible." Ash felt confused. "If not you," he asked, "then who is happy?" Linden replied, "The colorful birds. They bring joy wherever they go." Ash flew again. He found a bright bird named Miles, perched near a farmhouse. Miles was vibrant, impossible to miss. Ash said, "You're beautiful. You must be the happiest bird alive." Miles laughed softly. "Happy? I live in fear. Humans try to capture birds like me. I'm always watching for cages." Ash's heart sank. "Then who has happiness?" he asked. Miles looked toward the city. "The bird everyone comes to see." Ash followed the road until he reached a zoo. Inside a large enclosure stood a magnificent bird named Orion. His feathers shimmered with deep blues and greens. Crowds gathered daily. When the zoo closed and silence returned, Ash flew closer. "You have everything," Ash said. "Beauty, attention, admiration." Orion looked at the fence. "Everything except freedom," he replied. He lowered his head. "My beauty put me here. People pluck my feathers. I cannot leave. I watch birds like you fly freely, and every night I wish I were you." Ash stood still. For the first time, his heart felt light. Ash returned to the maple tree. Thomas was still there. "I don't want to change," Ash said. "I finally understand. Everyone wants what they don't have, but I have freedom." Thomas smiled. "And now," he said, "you are rich." Moral of the story: we suffer when we compare our lives to others. Someone will always seem happier. Someone will always seem better. But comparison blinds us to what we already have. The happiest people are not the most admired. They are the most content. And the next time you compare your life to someone else's, pause. Look at what is already yours. Because the life you envy might be wishing for your freedom.